Welcome to Understand by Design Stage 2. This is video 2 of a 3-video series providing an overview of the process of Understand by Design using the template. In Stage 2, we will go over the process to follow in the template. Our big goal is to determine what we consider as acceptable evidence to capture the big idea of our unit. So basically, we're asking ourselves, how can we prove to ourselves, to our leadership, to our customer, that we are able to tie in with those competencies as we've promised? A good place to look to reference this part of Stage 2 is Module G and J of your book. In this section, we're identifying what we want to accomplish as a performance task. A performance task can be defined simply as something that the student has to do, as opposed to the student just reading and taking a quiz. So this would be a task where the student, it relates easily with hands-on activities. So in this box labeled Desired Results Code here, you will link all the transfer goals and meaning goals, like we talked about in Stage 1, that will be assessed. You will also identify the evaluative criteria. Ask yourself here, what criteria will I use to evaluate if the student is hitting the desired results? Format or delivery aside, what criteria would make you feel as if the student had hit the qualities that are considered most important? The next section is called Other Evidence. This is where you'll identify all other evidence not related to performance tasks. So this is where you're planning on closing this stuff out with discussion boards, journals, more in the written environment as opposed to the hands-on environment. Again, you will link the desired results codes from Stage 1 in that first row. The other evidence column is where you're going to put the other ways that you plan on the student proving that they've gotten that desired result. So, and then the other thing is just the other evidence evaluative criteria. Last but not least, we have our grading rubric. So in this section, you'll develop a rubric. Going all the way back to 8110, remember that when developing your rubric, it needs to be fair and clear for your students. You'll select one of your identified critical assessments and develop a well-rounded rubric based off that. And that is the final step in Stage 2. Stage 2 is pretty short and sweet. Stage 1 was a little bit longer. But ultimately, this is what Stage 2 is about, is kind of identifying how we're going to be able to determine the acceptable evidence that's present in the unit that you're wanting to create. So you've done it again. You completed video 2 of this 3-video series. The next and last video that you'll watch will be Understand by Design Stage 3. Farewell until we meet again.